What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about cycling your tank, the importance of cycling your tank. I'll give you a little background before we start. When I first started with the saltwater, I had a friend who had this beautiful, beautiful 30-gallon tank. I looked up online. I found this giant tank, 90 gallons, amazing looking tank. I went and bought it. Didn't come with any live rock or anything, so I went out, paid $700 worth of live rock, fish, coral, and brought it home. Now, the tank hadn't cycled yet, so here I was dumping live rocks into the tank without acclimating it, and I ended up losing about half the fish in about 3 days. Now, after 3 days, in about a week or so, I lost the other half. So now here was probably what was a good $500 worth of livestock that I had lost because I was impatient and I didn't want to wait for the cycling process. Cycling process is very important. It starts off with ammonia. Basically, the ammonia is introduced into the tank through dying or decaying on if you have no fish in there, objects in the tank. So you have no livestock inside the tank, but let's say you put in a live rock without acclimating it. Some of the live stuff that's on the live rock itself ends up dying off, spitting out ammonia. Now, ammonia is very, very harmful to the tank and any of the inhabitants in it. You really require low levels of it, like almost absolute zero if you can. Even the smallest amount, like 0.25 ppm, as you see here on your basic water test. You see here 0.225 or 0.25, I should say, and basically, you want to keep it at zero. That's healthy, stress-free fish. Now, once the process starts with ammonia, something's got to break it down. So, nitrosomonas are a bacteria that eats the ammonia and basically turns it into nitrites. It's an oxidation process, and the byproduct of it is nitrites. So nitrites now are not as harmful, but still very, very harmful to fish. You want to also keep it at low levels. All right, that's represented by the blue side here on the test. All right, so anything I've gotten it to the 2.5 range and not really lost fish. Anything over that, then you're definitely losing fish. You're definitely losing, especially like the shrimp that you see there. You definitely lose that guy. They don't take very well to different changes on water quality. Um, so that's stage two, turning ammonia into the nitrites. Stage three, a bacteria called Nitrobacter will take the nitrites and bring it into the nitrate. All right, so that's stage three. Now, nitrates are harmful to fish, but definitely not at the level of ammonia and nitrates. You can have a very, if you see here in the charts, I've have had this exact tank here on the 40 without losing any of these fish. Definitely noticed that the fish were definitely not as active as normal. They were all standing still on the bottom of the tank. I did a water change as soon as I noticed that thing. You definitely don't want to leave it there for long periods of time. Uh, Sometimes the tank will stay at the 10 range if I forget and I shut off the protein skimmer by accident. Um, but definitely not as harmful to the fish as ammonia and nitrites. You definitely the way to get rid of nitrates are water changes. There's some products out there that you put in the filtration system and it helps eliminate it. Uh, the way that works is that a bacteria uh, will grab the nitrates and have a reaction with it and end up uh, coming out with the byproduct of nitrogen gas, which evaporates, through the tank as it goes up into the atmosphere or the air. So I did a little drawing here to kind of explain that. Um, food goes in. Here's the food. It goes into the fish. The fish eats it, poops it out, and you got yourself ammonia or ammonium. But ammonium is really for when you have tank water that is lower than 7.0. But for most saltwater tanks, you're never gonna get anything less than 7.3 or so. Especially if you use some of the special salt mixes, it will automatically bring your pH level up. So anything over the pH of 7.0, you get ammonia. So this is really what we're concentrating on. Here's also, like you can see here, the decomposing plants and animal matter. Decaying animals will also bring up into the ammonia. That's stage one, and then stage two, it goes over and up into the nitrates. That's where the Nitrosomonas bacteria turns it into the nitrites. I'm sorry, not nitrates. Um, After that, the Nitrobacter will turn nitrites into nitrates, not as harmful to the fish, um, and that's the third stage of the cycling process. And then from here, it could get basically returned by some of the plants and live rocks. So the cycle starts over again, or you can do a water change and basically eliminate most of that stuff. But either way, the cycle will begin again because you'll always have fish in your tank, so the ammonia will always be present. Ammonia is always present, and that's why this cycle is so important, because this cycle takes from two byproducts that are very, very harmful and turns it into one that's not so harmful, that is easy to manage by just doing simple as 25% water changes. Um, so that's basically my explanation to the cycling process. I hope it was helpful. Um, like, subscribe, and keep tuned for a lot more videos. Oh God, it fell. A lot more videos to come. Thank you.